So we have some major news as it relates to crypto regulation here in the United States. Jerome Powell, of course, the Fed chair, actually said some very positive and very beneficial things for the crypto market. We're going to talk about it in this video and basically saying, hey, let's not rush things. And I'm going to get to some exact quotes here, and I want to get your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit the like button down there. Also, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm bringing you up to speed every single day on news like this. So, U.S. Fed Chair Powell urges caution on regulating DeFi. Some policymakers are keen to press new rules on the decentralized finance sector following the collapse of Quan's Terra USD stablecoin. Of course, that was the big talk of the town back in May and still is talked about today. Of course, Terra Classic has been revived. We cover it quite a bit here on the channel. The community is driving an effort to help people rekindle a lot of their losses from that fallout. But Jerome Powell went into some great detail here, and I think he said some powerful things here about the future of crypto and at least where he sits on the issues. Okay. So I think this is very important here. He says, well, here, before we get to his remarks, regulation of DeFi needs to be done, in his words, carefully and thoughtfully, given its limited impact on the real economy. This is coming from U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. This was an event hosted by the French Central Bank on Tuesday. His remarks appear to urge some caution on those policymakers who are keen to rush into imposing new rules in the wake of recent scandals exposed by the recent crypto crash, such as the collapse of the Terra USD stablecoin. But we all know this in DeFi, and we all know this in crypto, that was not just some old stablecoin. That was an algorithmic stablecoin, which is completely different than the likes of, let's say, USDC and USDT, right? Now, regulating algorithmic stablecoins, I totally get it. Makes complete sense. They haven't worked. There have been how many algorithmic stablecoins depegged to the dollar, which ends up hurting investors immensely. But that's different than applying that same standard to the entire stablecoin and crypto market, right? So, of course, Terra USD did not maintain its value against fiat currency. People lost piles and piles of money in that ordeal, right? And it was brutal. It was brutal. It actually single-handedly, broke down Bitcoin 20% in one day. It was insane. He says the DeFi winter didn't have significant effects, though, on the banking system and the broader financial stability due to the lack of links between them, Powell told a panel. He says the monetary policy normalization that we're seeing all over the world, all it did was reveal significant structural issues within the DeFi system and conflicts of interest. All of those things have been revealed now that the tide has gone out. Powell said he favored applying the rules of conventional finance to DeFi, citing the mantra, same risks, same regulation, but also to novel features such as replacing intermediaries with automated code, right? Decentralized governance and the use of unhosted crypto wallets to facilitate money laundering. So he doesn't like that idea of having to go through a bank, let's say, to wire thousands of dollars across the world when you don't have to do that because we have crypto and blockchain, right? Powell also suggested he was in no rush to introduce a central bank digital currency, a digital form of public money, which is under consideration in numerous jurisdictions across the world right now, here today. We have not decided, he says, to proceed, and we don't see ourselves as making that decision for some time. I like that. Powell said, with the move requiring approval from both Congress and the executive branch, we're evaluating both the policy issues and the technology issues, and we're doing that with a very broad scope. Well, I'll say this. I definitely like Jerome Powell's tone here way more than I like SEC chairs Gary Gensler when it comes to regulating cryptocurrency. Let me know what you think down below. I like Jay Powell's approach here. Take it slow. Let's figure this thing out. Let's not rush into this, big regulatory, crackdown. And because, again, you don't want to lose the innovation, right? The technology is something that, the United States has prided itself on, right? Being a leader in the technology sector. Well, this is the leading technology right now, here today in 2022. So you don't want to stifle that just because there's a few bad actors out there, and there's an algorithmic stablecoin that broke down. And I like where Powell's coming from here by basically saying, hey, let's take this slow. Let's take a broad scope. Let's get a lot of people on deck, and let's figure this thing out. And however long it takes, let's get it right. Let me know what you think down below about it. I like it. And we'll talk to you in the next video.